Hey everybody, it's Angela here, and today I'm answering all your questions. So these are questions that came in from the community. These are questions that I've been getting in my personal calls. These are questions that I've been getting in different groups that I'm in that ask questions, and I'm just going to answer them all here like as I see them and find them and look for them. I can't even find them all. There's so many, so I'm just going to get started with the most recent ones. So Janet asks, how do you remain so positive? When you get down, how do you bring yourself back up to good vibes? So I'm just a very positive person from the beginning, like intrinsically, but I get down, of course, just like anybody else. And so, how do I get myself kind of back out of that funk when I get in one? Because, I'm sure you know how it feels to be like deep into that funk when you just can't get motivated and you can't get inspired. And so if I stay in the same state that I'm in the same room, in the same scenery, I won't be able to get out of that sometimes without as quick as I could as if I get out of the scenery. So I will go for a walk. I will get in nature. Nature is my biggest way to get myself back on track and refocus. Just going for a walk long enough that you're still not ruminating on the same thoughts that you walked out the door with, but really letting yourself take in all that fresh air and birds chirping and little sounds in the forest and whatever it is, cars going by, and really try and just clear my head with no earphones in, no music, no nothing. And animals are an amazing thing to take with you. They're so fun and loving. If you can cuddle your animals, sometimes you can just be like, oh, this is what like unconditional love really feels like. So good. So, hot bubble baths with Epsom salts, going to something I like going with a friend and having a chat, and going and doing something, and hiking or kayaking if it's summer, working in my garden. If I'm just not feeling it, I just love to get my hands dirty. So that's definitely a summer thing though, and seasonal. But there's so many other ways you can get out of that kind of bring yourself back to good vibes. Is sometimes I will just purposely have a shower, get dressed, and go out to town for no reason and get a coffee that I like and go to a store with no list and just wander about and maybe even go to some bookstore or something because I'm a book fanatic. So I love looking at books and they always get my mind. And I just get in such a great mood when I'm feeling like I'm in a bookstore. I'm just like, I love the vibe in there. I'll go just do something like that. So get out of your comfort zone, and that's how I do it. That's how I do it, and it doesn't take me long. But if I'm in it and I stay kind of in that same room or in that same mode and of yuck, then it's harder to snap out of it as quick as it is to get fresh air and change my scenery right away. Okay. So the next question is Liz asks, how do you balance everything? I struggle with that. Oh my goodness, Liz, if you came over into my world, I don't know. Do I balance everything? I don't know. I guess I feel balanced most of the time. But how do I do so much? Well, I won't answer that question because that was another question. But how do I balance everything? I think that separating my relaxing time from my actual working time is a big one because I like to really like focus in. If my husband and I are sitting on the couch and we're going to watch a movie, then let's watch a movie. Let's not fiddle with Facebook or scroll on social media or think that I should be doing some other task. I know sometimes I do that if I'm in a pinch or on a time crunch to get some stuff done. But for the majority, I like to really take the time and have a cutoff and be like, okay, no, this is family time. This is dinner time. This is me time, and really allow myself to have that relaxation. Otherwise, do just leads to burnout. And I have been through a major burnout state before, and it was not pretty. And it took months and months, almost a year, to come back from that state. Um, and that probably actually contributed to a lot of my health problems and made it a lot worse. But I was going through a lot of stuff back then. I was going through bullying and harassment at work from my executive director at the time. I was building a business on the side. It was just too much. It was just like the scale tipped over, and it was just no more. And then stuff kind of escalated with my health from there really bad. So things weren't balanced before. I feel like before that they were quite balanced, and then I went through all that and went through burnout and it wasn't. And now I have this really hard line of like, okay, this is when I'm going to focus on something that's kind of not work related or anything. I am focused on the thing. If I'm going kayaking or hiking or snowshoeing or whatever I do with my friend and enjoying or having tea and visiting, I'm full on. I'm not on my phone. I go full on and take that time for me to kind of recharge and get recentered and grounded. And then, I have whatever time I've allotted for that, and then I'll go work after that or before that, or I try not to do much on the weekends either. I try and keep it like, okay, even though I work from home, I'm going to work from Monday to Friday. And if I have a launch or something, I will definitely work on the weekends, but writing emails and such and things like that. But in general, I try and just do that on the weekdays. Treat it like a job. So that's what I do. And if I ever need to really get out of it, I will just stop everything I'm doing. If I feel really overloaded and stressed or something and unbalanced, I'll just stop whatever I'm doing right away as soon as I become aware of it. And I will go have a hot bath, and I will go listen to a meditation and lay down and do some serious self-care. Self-care is honestly the answer. Take time for yourself. There is never too much time to put into yourself. And the older we get, the more obvious it is that how you look back on your life and you say, oh my goodness, I grinded and hustled and grinded all these years, and I probably did not prioritize self-care that much. For me, I know I 100% didn't. So I really take myself into consideration throughout my entire day. If I need a break, I take a break. If I need to go make a cup of tea, I'll make a cup of tea. If I need to go for a stop and go for a walk, I will. And I'll just stop whatever I'm doing and go do the thing. And I do not push myself through something, and I don't give myself I don't tell myself, oh, I'll get that when I'm done this. I will go get a glass of water when I've done this. No, I'll go stop whatever I'm doing and get the glass of water and nourish myself, because now I put myself first. Now I treat myself with love and kindness and respect. So I hope that answered that. Jeremy has a business question. Awesome. What is your primary initial focus when talking to a new client or member? My initial focus is definitely how can I support you best? And how can I find you what you need most, either through working with me or within the classroom, and get you focused on where you need to look so you can get the most benefit from the groups, and so that you feel safe and comfortable. I have sent out over 100 private videos welcoming people for the first 100 people that were in the community. It's a little too much to keep doing that now, because I am making self-care such a priority, and so it's very time consuming. But I was doing that. I sent everybody like 3-minute video welcoming them to the group and telling them how they can best find stuff. I want everyone to know that this is a safe space and place where they can feel vulnerable and open to do whatever they want. And when they're ready, they can take the step into the next level community with me. So I'm excited about that. And I think that it's just this vibe that you create in your group by the things that you talk about, the things that you post, the things that you share, and being very responsive to people as best you can, that makes them feel safe and comfortable. So I'm glad it says I see a few ideas that I love in the group. So that is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And everyone is so valued in this community. And I just love that we have such a diverse crew of people. And it just feels so good. I just love it. So thank you for your question. And and his other part of his question is, what are your cold outreach plans for the new year? Cold outreach plans. What I do in my community is I run a free challenge or free workshop every single month, and I share that all over the place to new people. And I invite them at the end of the workshops and the challenges to join the community. And if they don't join the community, they don't get any replays, only people that I make sure that the community has all the perks. That is the best place where they get all the value and all the good stuff. The people in my everywhere else are allowed to watch it and enjoy the free stuff that I have and put on. And I've been doing this since 2012, so I have a lot of free stuff. And a lot of it I haven't even posted in here because I just haven't. It would be too overwhelming. I want it to be very cohesive. So but I've been doing workshops and things for so long that I actually had a few people that already knew me from years ago come first to join, my original OG ladies. You know who you are, amazing women. And they're so special to me. And I've been doing I also host free journal nights every second Sunday. We call them Sunday self-care nights. We just had one on yesterday. It was amazing. The topic was procrastination, and every second Sunday we have an hour and 90. We get together for an hour and a half, and we have a journaling night on a specific topic, super cash, and that is like where new people find me and the group and get the chance to join if they so choose to join. And I always offer free journal prompts, and I have them in the community. So that's where if they want to join the community, they can get all the good free stuff, because the classroom is full, if you've seen it, full of goodies. So thanks so much for that question. Okay, so the next question is, how do you get so much stuff done? Well, I am a person who has ADD, so for people like me that are all over the place, doing, or going, and it's kind of sometimes easy to be doing. And this goes along with another question that I got that says, how do you stay so consistent and actually see a job through when you start it, or a project? And so I'll kind of touch on both of those things. So I tend to be somebody that has so many ideas. I'm such a multi-passionate person. I love so many things. I am involved in so many things, and I have always been somebody who is never bored. I have probably never been bored a day in my entire life, and I know I never will be, because I have so many things I want to do. I have so many things in my mind that aren't even on paper that I want to do, and then so many things already on paper that. So I like to. I have so many, because I have so many of those things. I have to do a brain dump very often and get all of this out of my head. And what I do is I find I have papers and papers and papers. And then what I do once a week is I go to my desk and I consolidate all the papers and notes and stuff that I have been writing down all week of my ideas and different things I need to do and tasks I got to get done and things I need to go get at the grocery store and like life and stuff all overlapping. And I write it all down and do a massive brain dump, get everything I have in my mind out, and then consolidate everything that I already have. And that helps to kind of give me a more of a focus. And when I was young, my family used to call me Little Martha because I was like Martha Stewart, doing all the things, doing all the crafts, making everything pretty, cooking all the things, doing all the activities and having all the hobbies and juggling it all. And you know what? I actually don't know how I juggle it all because for a long time, like I said earlier, I never focused on self-care. It was all about getting things done. And now I'm so heavily focused on caring about my own self that I give myself space to be creative. I give myself space to breathe. I give myself space to be nourished. And when I'm into creation mode, I go deep into it. Just know multitasking is a complete fallacy. Do not do multitasking is the absolute worst thing to ever see anything through. So because I have so many ideas, I really have to narrow it down to like, what is the one thing I'm going to work on this week? Because if I work on all 5 things, I will not get everything done. I do sometimes have so many things going on at the same time, so I have to really prioritize this things that are the soonest and work on those first until they're absolutely finished. And then I feel so amazing, like Brian Tracy says, eat the frog. Just get the thing done. Put your horse blinders on and do it and get it done and then move on after that. Do not keep going and going and going on 10,000 things, doing it all half-assed. Instead, do what you're working on and make it amazing. And that way also is how I get into my creative flow. If I am going and doing this and this and this and running around all crazy and working on 10 different things or doing 10 different things in my yard or in my house or projects, I will not be getting anything done. I'll be spread so thin. But when I focus on the one thing I want to accomplish, I'm so excited when I'm done. And then I feel this like we get this dopamine hit that we thrive off of as humans. And we're like, yes, I did that. It builds so much confidence and strength. And I'm like, okay, I can go do something else now. And I'll go do the other thing, but go full into it. The only time I don't stop and go full into things is if it's such a major program that I got project that I got to break it into so many pieces and work on that. But that's why I break it into pieces. So I know, okay, today I'm making this workbook. Tomorrow I'll work on something else. But to get into that creative flow state of working on something or creating something, I really have to narrow my focus down and not multitask. It really is the dream killer. So if you're doing that, stop what you're doing and finish the first thing that you were working on, or prioritize what you really want to work on and work on that until it's finished and then move on. You will be so much happier. So that is my little sermon about that. Okay, let's see. The next question was, how can I take care of myself better so that I can have a better life? I would say exactly what I was been talking about earlier, and it's time to start taking your life off the back burner. We as women are so good at making sure everybody else is okay. Is our partner okay? Is our children okay? Is our sister okay? Is our grandma's okay? Is our friends okay? Is our dogs okay? Is everybody okay? Does everybody have what they need? And then, oh, there I am. There I am, way back here on the back burner. So when we take ourselves off of that back burner and we decide to make ourselves a priority, that is where the power is. Give yourself the massage. Go have a bath. Allow yourself breaks. Go kayaking. Go whatever it is for you. Go to yoga class. Take a break. Go do something creative. Go paint a picture. Go knit your sweater. Go work on that embroidery project you had. Go read that amazing book out of that huge book pile that you have. Go outside and build that project. Maybe it's a, a big, huge project that you can't do in one day, but it's something that you love so much that you can use it as a treat. And just remember that you have to put yourself first. Stop worrying about making sure everybody else is 100% okay before you get to be in the picture. Incorporate yourself into the picture and weave it into your life all over the place, because you matter. And when we humans do amazing things in the world, when we are so powerful and when we're creative and inspired and taking care of ourselves, that's when we are the best. When our cup is full and we can treat everybody else and we're emotionally stable, we can just be super creative. We can take care of other people much better than we can take care of ourselves. We know what we want. We can focus. We can get rid of the overwhelm when we're scattered all over the place. And it's so important to make sure that you get what you need. So think about what you need and what your body has been craving. Has your body been putting up any little red flags saying, hello, I've been trying to say this to you, that my back is killing me and you're sitting in a chair all day, never giving me a break? So it's just paying attention to those signs and listening to your intuition about what your body needs and what is best for you, and taking care of that. So seriously, make yourself a priority, because nobody else will. Nobody else will. It is so, so important. Okay, what was the next question? I am looking through all of the questions. So excited. If you are listening to this and you have not went through the Beyond Survival Challenge or Beyond Survival Workshop, it's in my free community in the tab called Workshops or Challenges, and it's called Beyond Survival, Getting Rid of the Emotional Clutter. And it's a 3-day workshop. It's free, and that is so helpful for getting rid of all that emotional and mental clutter that we get in our brain, and how to get back on track. And it does a lot, because I'm a professional counselor, I do talk a lot about mental health and emotional health and stability a lot. And so there's so much in there that is so useful. So that's been I've got so much great feedback from that. So if you haven't done that, take time to do that one. I struggle having a full-time job and finding times to do the stuff that I love, including my friends. Okay, so I think that it sounds to me that, first of all, wow, I can understand what it feels like to juggle a full-time job, try and make time for friends, take care of people in your life, and still have time to struggle to find time for me. I know that that's so difficult. So my heart goes to you, and I really want you to create some consistency. And I think that creating some sort of really non-rigid routine, something light and fresh routine, would be really helpful to be able to take those small pockets of time in your life to actually make an effort to hang out with friends and meet up with them and do small chores, even if it's one little thing at a time, and to give up the thought of perfectionism and having to make your house perfect and um, worry about just every single thing being done. When your cup is full and you're feeling refreshed and good, you will be able to feel more balanced and able to do all of those things and go to work and do all the stuff and keep up with your house. And who cares if stuff isn't perfect? And who cares if the dishes aren't done? And your care and hanging out with your friends is more important of having some you time, because that is where you're going to get recharged and regrounded. So if you don't make the time, take those little small pockets of time to do those things, that's the most important. Because you know what? The floor can get vacuumed later. It's not like we're never going to, it's a never ending job. The house is like never ending. It will never, ever just clean itself. I mean, unless you have a cleaning person, that would be wonderful. And that might help. So hopefully that helps you. Wow, sorry about that. Almost had to navigate a dog fight there. That was almost erupting. That's life with 4 Chihuahuas, and 2 of them are rescues from the desert. So they have quite the little personality. So you never know what's going to come up. Oh, okay. So the next question is how to get through grieving of 2 of my family members. Oh my goodness, that is a hard question. Oh my goodness. Okay, my heart goes out to you, and I'm just all of my love and from our community. I just is giving you a massive hug right now. I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. That's such a major horrible thing in life to have to go through. I can't even imagine losing 2 people at one time. I would have to say that to understand that grief is such a process and it takes so long to go through the ups and downs. But the biggest thing is allowing those emotions to come up and honoring the emotions that come up with the grief and letting them flow through you and just working through those and allowing the tears and allowing the journaling and allowing the feelings and allowing the anger and all of that. Just let it out, let it through. And there's no way to work past this or around it. The only way to go through grief is to go through it. And I'm speaking from experience, not just what is written in all of the counseling books and things that I've read. So I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. And that is so rough. But as the emotions come through, and it'll be so healing to you as time goes by, and you just allow that to wash over you, and you have no expectations of yourself, because so many times we just have so much guilt around what we could have done. What was the last thing we said, and what was our last conversation with this person? And we're grieving not just them, but we're grieving time lost with them. We're grieving all the things we could have been to with them. Or even if it's an animal, we grieve so much about maybe how everything happened, and if we could have done more, and maybe we didn't do enough. And it's so heartbreaking, the stuff we put ourselves through. And so there's no easy way with grief. Grief is just such a big, huge, heavy emotion, and it's just something you have to go through with time. And I know that's just so cliche, but it's just, I hate to be like that, but it's not something you can just hurry through. You really do have to process the tears. And my biggest thing would be to say to talk to somebody and get help working through that, talk it through, because things will just, and allow yourself to know that things will hit you big waves of grief will just come upon you in the most strangest time. Maybe you'll watch a show that triggers something. Maybe somebody will say something that triggers something. Maybe you'll see somebody that looks like them. And these feelings come right back and just stir up, and they're going to come. And the only way to get through it is to feel it, allow it, and process it. And just know that you were just such an amazing person in their life, and that just give yourself some grace and compassion as you go through this long journey. And I'm sorry, but time does really do healing, but not just time. Time alone will not heal, but time does make it easier to heal, because as time goes by, you can face things stronger and with a different thought process around everything. So I hope that helps. So the next question is all about self-doubt. How do I get rid of the self-doubt so that I can do the stuff that I want? Okay, so self-doubt. Well, see, I used to struggle with that a lot, and I don't struggle with that anymore. And the reason being is I don't doubt any of my capabilities anymore. After going through what I went through with a heart transplant and getting diagnosed with terminal cancer, I do not have any self-doubt. I just say, oh my gosh, when people say life is short, they are not kidding. And until something crazy happens, sometimes we just can't go there. And we're so worried about criticism and judgments from others and what other people think about us, or what we can't do that. And when some big thing happens in your life, you really realize, what is stopping me? I have so much to give to the world, and why not just do it? Who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares about their judgments and thoughts? I don't care anymore. I just do it. And I just go with my heart. And so try and think from a perspective of self-empowerment, that think of all the things that you've done in the past that you've accomplished, and go that you probably thought you couldn't even accomplish. I bet there's so many. And think of all the stuff that you've been through in your life and you've got through that's created such amazing resilience. And think of all the things that you never thought you could do. You've done them. So just, who cares what people think? It doesn't matter. What matters is what you think. And what matters is that you're making an effort and you're using your strengths to do it. So don't doubt yourself. You're fully 100% capable and amazing of doing anything you absolutely put your mind to. You always have been. So it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter even if you start pushing past your self-doubt and do the thing and somebody criticizes you or judges you or says that that's not realistic or you shouldn't be doing that. Who cares? You do what you know you want to do that'll bring you closer to your big dreams and goals, because life is so short. Please know that life is so short. So thank you guys so much for the questions. I have more, but I'm going to cut this back now because we're already quite a ways in, and I think that I'll save the rest for another episode of Q&A, and I'm so glad that you joined me. So thank you guys so much, and make sure that you join the community and dig into all of the amazing resources. And you can check out my podcast on YouTube, Create, Heal, Shine. The podcast is on Spotify as well. And I love ya, and I'll leave ya, and I'll see you next time. Bye.